Ways to improve your crossbow, and we start now. The scope that came with the Excalibur was the Excalibur Dead Zone scope. The reticles were little chevrons, and I just couldn't get used to those chevrons. You should, on the chevrons, use the top point of the triangle. I just wasn't happy with the chevrons that they used in their scope. Other than that, I think the scope is a great scope. Seeing other comments on the Excalibur forum, I bought myself a Hawk scope. It's the XB1 that has crosshairs in just like my rifle scopes did. I feel it's clearer, so I felt being clear made a difference and advantage in low light situations when hunting in the timber like I do or in the wood. Next change I made was where the quiver mounted. Originally on the crossbow it mounted underneath. Now you could move that to whichever side you wanted to on the crossbow. I just felt that it was, when you had your sling on, that quiver was against my back. So what I did was I removed that, bought a quiver mount unit from Danny Miller in Ohio, and used one of the holes that were in the riser part here and mounted my quiver up here. It's on top. When I'm in the blind, I just take it off. It doesn't interfere even if I leave it on as far as shooting. I don't see it in the scope or anything like that, but it doesn't bother me walking in and out carrying the crossbow on a sling. Another thing I did with my crossbow was to put shrink wrap on the arrow hold down. And I also put 3 bands that you use on cattle back closer to the mounting point, and that whole thing helped quiet down when it was shot. Another item that I made a change on were the string bumpers. The one I'm holding here, the Excaliburs, and what I went to are called the DB Killers by DrStirrup, and they're made up in Canada. First thing I did before I even made the switch to the DrStirrup DB Killers was I had removed the Excalibur bumpers, but inside here Excalibur had made them as a round ball. What that did was it did not give you any cushion really when your crossbow was fired and your string hit the bumper. So what I had originally done was took the Excalibur bumper off, took the holding unit off the crossbow, and that round ball I ground it down halfway and made it flat surface instead of a round ball. I used it that way for probably 1 season, and this past year in 2017 I went ahead and got the DrStirrup items, and like I said, the one is called the DB Killer. They protect your string and help reduce vibrations on the limbs. One of the biggest changes and a big safety factor change was switching my foot stirrup from the D-ring that comes on all crossbows. Doesn't matter who makes them, this is what they always come with. The thing of it is, and the reason that I like the DrStirrup unit, one, this protector, when your arrow is inserted into the rail, this protects your hand if you happen to reach up there, say done for the day, and want to remove your arrow, that you don't grab a hold of that broadhead. Now if you're shooting a longer arrow, yes, your broadhead's going to be out past here, no doubt about it. But on the arrows that I'm shooting, my arrow broadhead is protected by this cover. And probably the biggest thing on switching from your D stirrup to the DR stirrup, I can use both feet for cocking my crossbow and uncocking. And in the matter of uncocking, if, and please, I hope this never happens to you, but if you would forget to remove your arrow, whether it's a field point or a broadhead, with this unit, if you go and decock your crossbow, and you can do it with the Excaliburs by hand, you don't need to shoot into a target or anything, and you forgot to remove that arrow, your feet are nowhere in the danger zone. If you're using the old D stirrup on your Excalibur crossbow and you forget to take that arrow off the rail and you leave that down, that arrow's going through your foot because your foot's in here. And that arrow is coming straight down through here. My reason of using the DR stirrup here is just in case I would ever forget to remove that arrow shaft before decocking. That arrow is going to end up in the ground, not in my foot. Now, so far that I'm aware of, these products from DrStirrup are made for Excalibur crossbows. I'm not sure, I haven't researched it, whether these are working or if he's making something for any other type of crossbow, the compound type crossbows or not. I can't answer that question. I will put a link in the show more area to his website, and from there you can contact him either by phone or by email, and he can answer those questions. And his name that owns the DrStirrup is Gaston Hole. Very nice fella. And also another product that he will be introducing later in 2018 is he has come up with a new arrow quiver. It will fit on your Excalibur crossbows and any other bows and so forth, because that I do know he is making that'll work on other compound bows and crossbows. Because I talked to him at the Great American Outdoor Show in February here in Pennsylvania in Harrisburg, and watched the little video clip on his quiver that he's coming up with now.
Okay, the finish here is not perfect because these are 3D print. The kind of finish you will find on my final product will be the same finish I have on all my other products. They will be made of nylon with about 30% of fiberglass in it. It will be extremely rigid, extremely strong. It will be very strong stuff and it will last forever. They will be on the market in about 3-4 months. If you go to my website, DrStirrup.com, you just put your name there, and as soon they are ready for sale, you will get an email back from me, and you will learn everything about those stirrups. The price will be between $95 and $100, depending if it's a 3 or a 5 arrows version. And stay tuned, go to my website, and you will learn everything. Bye-bye. Thank you.
And the last thing that I like with the DrStirrup unit is, as you can see, I have my crossbow standing on the ground, not holding on to it. Both my hands are here. It's standing on its own. And you do not and will not do that with the D stirrups that come with them. And another thing, and I just thought of, I can lay that down, and with a D stirrup, the limbs would be on one side or the other would be against the ground, but not with the DrStirrup unit on there. The other thing is, if you're not using a tripod of some sort, like I had my crossbow sitting on the Codwell pod, and using a table to sight in your crossbow, it sits right on the table there for you. Another video I made of another product was the 4x4 cockers. You can watch that video by clicking on the video card listed above. So I hope these tips help you. Might consider some of the things that I've done to my Excalibur that you might want to do to yours. But for me, the changes I have made to my crossbow, I feel are for the better for me as the hunter. So if you want to learn more on DIY hunting projects and crossbow hunting, start today by hitting the round icon subscribe button, and you will keep up to date. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.